1 Samuel 17:23. Web as he talked with them, behold, the champion, the Philistine of Gath, Goliath by name, came up out of the ranks of the Philistines, and said the same words, and David heard them. The story of David and Goliath is one of the most well-known narratives in the Bible, highlighting themes of faith, courage, and the triumph of the underdog. In 1 Samuel 17:23, we see a pivotal moment where David, a young shepherd, hears the taunts of Goliath, the Philistine giant. This encounter sets the stage for David's brave decision to confront Goliath, despite his youth and inexperience in battle. Let's break down some key aspects of this verse. David's presence. David is not initially a soldier but is visiting his brothers on the battlefield, bringing them provisions. This emphasizes his humble beginnings and the unexpected nature of his heroism. Goliath's challenge. Goliath, a formidable warrior, has been challenging the Israelites daily, instilling fear in them. His repeated taunts serve to demoralize the Israelite army. David's reaction. Unlike the seasoned soldiers, David is not deterred by Goliath's size or reputation. His reaction is driven by his faith and his indignation at Goliath's defiance of the armies of the living God. This story can be seen as a metaphor for facing our own giants in life, those seemingly insurmountable challenges that test our faith and courage. David's story teaches us that with faith and determination, even the most daunting obstacles can be overcome. Given your interest in historical and factual content, you might find it enriching to explore historical context. Understanding the historical and cultural background of the Philistines and the Israelites during this period can provide deeper insights into the narrative. Comparative studies. Examining similar stories of heroism and faith in other religious or historical texts can offer a broader perspective. Modern applications. Reflecting on how the themes of this story apply to contemporary life and challenges. Here are a few follow-up questions you might want to explore. How does the historical context of the Philistines and Israelites enhance our understanding of the David and Goliath story? What are some examples of similar underdog stories in other religious or historical traditions? How can the themes of faith and courage from this story be applied to modern-day challenges? What are the different interpretations of David's victory over Goliath in various Christian denominations? How has the story of David and Goliath been depicted in art, literature, and media throughout history? For actionable next steps, you might consider creating a video series. As a content creator, you could develop a series of videos exploring different aspects of the David and Goliath story, including historical context, theological interpretations, and modern applications. Bible study group. Organizing a Bible study group focusing on the life of David, which would allow for in-depth discussions and shared insights. Historical research. Diving into archaeological and historical research about the period to provide a factual basis for your content. Remember, the power of the story lies not just in its historical accuracy but in the timeless lessons it imparts. Posted yesterday. Public link. https://i.servicespace.org/backup/ask. JID equals 22984. The story of David and Goliath is a rich tapestry of themes and lessons that resonate deeply with many. In 1 Samuel 17:23, we witness a crucial moment where David, a young shepherd, hears the taunts of Goliath, the Philistine giant. This encounter is not just a historical event but a profound narrative filled with symbolism and spiritual insights. Key themes and lessons. Courage in the face of adversity. David's courage is not born from physical strength but from his unwavering faith in God. This teaches us that true bravery comes from within and from our trust in a higher power. Divine providence. The story highlights that success is not solely dependent on physical might or conventional means but on divine support. David's victory with a simple sling and stone against a heavily armed giant underscores this truth. The power of faith. David's faith in God empowers him to face seemingly insurmountable odds. This is a reminder that faith can move mountains and that with God, all things are possible. Humility and simplicity. David approaches Goliath not as a warrior but as a shepherd, armed with simple tools. This demonstrates that humility and simplicity, when coupled with faith, can overcome the greatest challenges. Historical and cultural context. Philistine warfare. The Philistines were known for their military prowess and advanced weaponry. Goliath, described as standing between 9 and 11 feet tall, represents the might of the Philistine army. David's background. David's humble beginnings as a shepherd boy contrast sharply with Goliath's imposing figure, highlighting the unexpected nature of his heroism. Symbolism and deeper meanings. 5 smooth stones. David's choice of 5 stones can symbolize various aspects of faith, including the 5 books of the Torah, the 5 wounds of Christ, or the 5 pillars of faith. Goliath's armor. The detailed description of Goliath's armor symbolizes the reliance on worldly power, which ultimately proves futile against divine intervention. Reflection and application. How can we draw strength from our faith when facing our own giants in life? In what ways can humility and simplicity be our greatest assets in overcoming challenges? How does this story inspire us to trust in divine providence rather than our own abilities? Follow-up questions. The Flintstones, 1960 to 1966. The Jetsons, 1962 to 1963. Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? 1969 to 1970. The Pink Panther Show, 1969 to 1978. Spider-Man, 1967 to 1970. Johnny Quest, 1964 to 1965. The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends, 1959 to 1964. Underdog, 1964 to 1967. The Alvin Show, 1961 to 1962. Top Cat, 1961 to 1962. The Beatles, 1965 to 1969. George of the Jungle, 1967 to 1968. The Herculoids, 1967 to 1969. The New Adventures of Superman, 1966 to 1970. The Mighty Hercules, 1963 to 1966. Wacky Races, 1968 to 1969. The New Scooby-Doo Movies, 1972 to 1974. The Archie Show, 1968 to 1969. Josie and the Pussycats, 1970 to 1971. The Adventures of Gulliver, 1968 to 1969. These shows reflect a range of styles and themes from that vibrant decade, each contributing uniquely to the landscape of animated entertainment. About my YouTube channel Tools 736 videos, views, Christian, links playlists, hopefully more soon. My channel is a Christian YouTube channel is about, you might want to explore.